What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy, the chosen one, Jules Guy Nen, and I'm back with another video. And this time, I'm going to be talking about the relationship between Takamichi Hanagaki and Majiro Seno from Tokyo Revengers. Man, I've been super hyped about this series. Like, I watched the first episode, got hooked off that first episode, which rarely happens to me with anime or pretty much any series. It's this couple that has done that to me. You know, my Tokyo Ghoul has done that to me. But anyways, basically I fell in love with this series. I read the manga in like 1.5 days. I read all 202 chapters, so I'm caught up. So that's why I want to really make this video, because my mind is so and I just need to talk about it. So with that being said, let me stop talking in the intro and let's go drop that thing.
I'm running through your mind even when you're on the road, and I gotta smoke this dope before I head out on my own. Surrounded by people, but I still feel like I'm alone.
As you guys can see from the title of the video and from the intro, today I'm going to be talking about the relationship between Takamichi Hanagaki and my boy Majiro Seno. Or I could say my boy Takamichi. I rock with Takamichi. That's my guy. I like Mikey too. I love Mikey, don't get me wrong, but whatever. So basically, to kind of start it off, we have to talk about the relationship and how it even started, how this all even started. But quickly, I kind of got to throw this in there before we kind of start talking about the boys. So basically, just to get you out there, because I'm talking about it a lot, Takamichi Hanagaki is a 26-year-old man that had a near-life death experience after finding out his ex-girlfriend from middle school had passed away due to the Tokyo Majin gang. And basically, before that, when he had that life-death experience, he got pushed back 12 years into the past. And basically, he's a time leaper, and the trigger is his ex-girlfriend Hana. Technically, it's his current girlfriend. So his current girlfriend, future wife, Hina. Tachibana, little brother Naoto Hachibana. The trigger is him shaking hands with him because he was the first person that he told in the past about the future. And I don't know why that he's the trigger. I want to think is because his desire to change the past. It's a lot because they haven't really dove in on that, and I think that's what makes the story so damn good, because we don't know how he got this, and we just kind of forget it in a sense. Because he doesn't often whatever. Let's just jump into the relationship. So basically, Takamichi, when he goes back into the future for the first time, him and Naoto come up with a plan for basically Takamichi to go and become a part of the Tomen gang and basically just figure out what's going on, how does this happen, and why does this happen. So he goes back this second time, because he's already went back once. So he goes back a second time, and this time he challenges Kiyomasa to a fight, one-on-one fight, which is the bully that beat the crap out of them in the first episode, episode 0. If you guys seen that, that's the actual one-on-one fight. I believe it's gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna do that for episode 2 as well. I'm not sure. We just gotta see. I believe episode 2 that fight takes place. So basically, Mikey sees this fight, and one thing is that Kiyomasa wasn't even supposed to have this fight, in this like fight ring for money and things like that, because that's not what Tomen stands for, and we'll get to that. So basically, Mikey takes a liking into Takamichi because Takamichi never gives up. He just doesn't. Kiyomasa's beating the hell out of him, pretty much. But Mikey ends up, Draken ends up kicking him in the stomach. And I'm not gonna say they saved Takamichi, because I don't think that was the case. But maybe it can be the case because Mikey did take a liking to him, and that's the reason why they kind of stopped everything and kind of intervened. I don't think they would have intervened if that was, if Kiyomasa wasn't causing chaos within the gang and things like that. I don't think they would intervene in that situation. I just think he purely liked Takamichi, and that's like how, our crybaby hero meets the fallen hero. So, there we go. So we got those two, my boys right there. And that's how they meet off. And then from there, like, one of the funny things I want to say, like, that happened early off in their friendship was when Draken and Mikey pulled up to Takamichi's school and was like, yo, bro, we're going to hang out. Like, that shit was so crazy. Like, bro, why do you, like, just pull up to this man's school? Like they run it. But it's like that. They're like that. Their body's like that. They're the most well-known gang, the most strongest gang at this point. So basically, we'll go to the first real major fight, which was against Mobius. And basically, we don't know this at first, but I kind of can talk about it now because I'm trying to get to the current events and how I feel about the relationship as a whole and what I think should happen with the rest of the series. So basically, Kiska Tetsuya That's the main villain. So he orchestrates Mobus and all these things, and he's basically the main guy, and they're his middlemen to accomplish his goal. So his goal is to basically take over Toma. Basically, that's his goal. So the Mobus situation doesn't work, and basically Takamichi goes back into the past, but in the past things still play out. I mean, the future. I'm sorry. He goes into the future, and things still play out the same. So they're like, okay, what happened? Then they go to basically like why Mikey turned bad, why did Toman Gang turn bad, and basically we get Tetsuya pulling strings, and still at this point they don't know who this dude is and whatever. And this is vital to the relationship. That's why I'm speaking on it. All these events I'm going to speak on is vital to the story, of course. And I have to explain it in great detail so you guys can understand their relationship as a whole. So basically, when he goes back into the future, they're like, okay, so what happened this time? What did I do wrong in the past? Because they end up joining Toman, and then he goes back. He's like, it's time for me to go back, whatever. Basically, Draken ends up dying. He dies in the fight against, because Pachan ended up stabbing the leader of Mobus, and Pachan went to jail. Oh, I'm folding. Before I get to the second. So actually, before he went back to the future, Draken and Mikey were supposed to have this big fight that was supposed to cause turmoil in Toman, but Tamaki being Tamaki prevented that with a poop on his head. So that's how they became cool again. So then he goes back to the future. Same thing. Same. Hina's still dead. Aikun's still dead. Because Aikun killed himself before Tamaki went to the future. This time I'm speaking on. So I'm all over the place. I should explain that earlier. So so Hina's still dead. Of course, Nayato's not dead because he built himself up to be the person he is because of Takamichi's words in the first time he went back in the past. So basically, we'll go from here. Let's snap. So yeah, so basically that was the first thing that Takamichi had to prevent was Draken and Mikey from having inner turmoil. He does that. He goes back to the future. Still the same thing. He still sees this Tetsuya guy like is the second in command technically. Mikey still went rogue. Still the same scenarios. Aikun still passed. Hina's still dead. Draken's dead. So he goes back. He prevents Draken's death, and Draken survives, but still the same events. Draken's on death row because Tetsuya pulled the strings, things like that, and Mikey still goes rogue. Hina still dies, and I believe this time Hina dies in front of Takamichi. And same events pretty much play out because saving Draken made him and Mikey even closer. So that's what I'm saying, like these events. So I should have put that out there. I didn't really explain that. So him and Tim saving Draken made them closer. Draken, they all became closer. They all respect Takamichi in a different way. And I believe after this time, he becomes an official member of Toman. So then he goes back into the future. Same thing. So we're going to keep saying that for a while. Same thing, same events still occurring. So then he goes back. And this time, when he went in the future this time, he knows that this loop, the reason why Baji dies, and that had a great effect on Mikey. And not only that, Mikey ended up killing Kazutora. So then Tamaki goes back to that. Back to the past, he doesn't prevent Baji from dying because Kazutora was manipulated, things like that, but he does prevent Mikey from killing Kazutora. So when he prevents Mikey from killing Kazutora, that kind of changes the future, but not so much, if that makes sense, because Tetsuya is still pulling the strings. So then he goes back, and this time Tetsuya gets inside the Toman gang, and basically this is where we get introduced to Chifu. Chifu is very important to this as well, and we'll get to that. So basically, Takamichi's like, bro, what am I doing? This and that. Like, bro, like, what is this man doing? Letting Tetsuya into the gang. And then we get Takamichi becoming the first division captain because of these events, and then, them respecting him greatly. And that just goes to show you, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm kind of talking about these events because it goes to show you how Mikey relies on Takamichi in certain scenarios. And for him to be the first division captain, which is supposed to be the attack unit, the strongest unit in the gang, besides the 5th, man, like, Takemichi, he's getting there. He's getting to the where he's goal to take over Toman because that's the ultimate goal. But he's getting super close to Mikey, and not only this, like I have to throw this in there. They all hang out like as normal. They go bike. They ride their bikes. They went to the beach one skit, like things like that. They just do a lot of fun stuff outside of that. And this is where I'm getting to how Takamichi feels about Mikey at this point. He's not understanding how in the future he becomes this bad guy because he's like, bro, they're just like me. They're kids. They have fun. Of course he's incredibly strong, but like he's fun. He's a cool guy. Mikey has a lot of emotions because when Dragon had surgery and got saved because of Takamichi, he was crying outside. He's like, bro, I didn't know what I was going to do without him. Baji died, same thing. His feels were there. So he shows a lot of emotions to Tamaki, and they have more of like personal conversations, things like that kind of show their bond and show how far Takamichi has come and how how he loves these guys now. Like they're not just a stepping stone to get to his ultimate goal. He actually wants to save everyone, and that's why he's went back to the past so many times. Not only that, because they have to find the main source, which is Tetsuya. So basically, they beat Valhalla, and I believe after they beat Valhalla, they go back. Takamichi goes back into the future a couple times. So I don't want to keep saying and like breaking everything down. So yeah, and basically him and Mikey are cool like that. Like they respect him, and the Black Dragons. Oh, because he had to prevent the Black Dragons from forming with Toman. That too, he had to prevent that. He had to prevent Tetsuya, like he had to get Tetsuya kicked out. So that was like, this is where the big thing. This is where I feel like their relationship got super close, especially because, and when he went back in this time, when he became the first division captain, when he went back that time, he's actually up there. He was an admin for Toman and everything like that. He was still rocking with the gang, but basically Tetsuya was like, onto him basically, pop Chifu, killed Chifu in the future. So now, not only does, because Aikun still dies, because Hina still dies, things like that. And actually, in this timeline, Takemichi is the reason why Hina dies, which is crazy as hell. So he's great. This timeline, the worst. I mean, Takemichi is doing well financially, things status-wise, but as far as like accomplishing the goal, not even close. Not even close in this timeline, becoming the first division captain. So basically, Kazutora saves him. And basically, Kazutora wants to take down Toman because he's like, bro, this is not the gang I know. Like, that's the whole point of everything I'm trying to say. Like, Mikey in the future isn't the guy they knew in the past. And that's basically the whole premise. But, basically, so in this next timeline, this is where they're going to fight the Black Dragons, which is one of my favorite arcs. Black Dragons, and they fight... Yeah, Black Dragon, he has to fight the Black Dragons and prevent them from merging with Toman. And then we had what was the other thing he had to do? There was something, and get Tetsuya kicked out of Toman, which he accomplished both and got a lot of respect from that Black Dragon fight, because he went in there with just Mitsuya, Hakai, Chifu was there, and I think it was just them three, and then freaking what's this man's name, sister? I'll get you right now, right? I'll pull y'all up right now. Yazuna. So it was just them literally getting beat the hell up till Mikey pulled up and like, what's up, bro? Like, what's up? Let's shake it. And then he goes back, and it's still the same crap. Everyone's still there. Mikey still goes rogue, and they're like, why now? So we get introduced to Tenjuku. I think that's how you say it. Tenjuku, which is the leader, which is led by Izana Koikawa, which is supposedly, quote unquote, Mikey's half sibling, but in reality he's not. And I think this is why I have to explain this arc a little bit more in detail, because I think this is where everything kind of goes left with Mikey. So basically, in this arc, great loss. Dragon, not only did Mikey lose someone, Dragon lost someone, and they lose, because basically this is what Naito was saying, like, bro, we got to take out Tenjuku. That they destroyed Toman, and they merged and became what it is today, what you see. So then Izuna and my boy Tetsuya, that's not even my boy, who else was with them? I forgot who was with them in that chapter. Who was with them? I think it was Hanma was with them. So it was up 3, pulled up shot Naito and Tamaki. So now they know who the main villain is, and they have to take down Izana, because Izana is like he was a demon. That was the first real main villain when it came to fighting, that was like, yo, bro, this man is sick. Bro, this man is out for blood. He trying to get it back in blood, baby. So yeah, like that was crazy for me. I was like, bro, this man Izana's a freaking demon. But yeah, so now this is leading up to where I'm going to talk about. So basically, quickly, just get brief through the Tenjuku situation. Tetsuya kills Emma. He hits her with a bat. That kind of causes Mikey to be like, Mikey's done. Mikey doesn't know how to feel everything because he had to envision her and Draken having kids and him coming over and hanging out, thinking like that. And I think that's one of the reasons why even in this new future, the good future, is he still turned out the way he turned out. So that happened, and then basically this is also the arc where Dracon and Mikey find out that Tamaki is a time leaper because they're in the hospital and Hina's like, yo, he tried to save her, and they're like, yo, Dragon's like, what the fuck? And then she explains to him like the reason why he was able to accomplish all these things was because, bro, he's really 26 and he's from the future, and basically, and then they end up believing him, and then because they pull up to the Tenjuku fight, because I'm not gonna lie, they getting washed, bro. Like nobody, not even Izana's not fighting, bro. This man, basically the whole fight is trying to get to Tamaki's trying to get to Tetsuya Kiska. And basically, bro, it's crazy, but they're getting washed and they're trying to fight the freaking, what's it called? What were they? I have them right here. The Big Four. I forgot what they called them in the manga. They had like some clean ass names. So you had the Hatani brothers. You had Kaji, who's a freaking demon. You had Kakucho, who's a demon, preventing them from getting to Izana. And then Mikey pulls up because now he knows about that's why he pulls up. He's like, bro, I'm pull up. I'm gonna show down for my gang. Drake pull up. They get the bumping. Him and Izana get the bumping, and then basically Tetsuya is just like, basically everything that happened that I'm saying is because of Tetsuya. Every time he failed, something else happened. Every time he failed, something else happened. So when Tamaki's going back in the future, it was something in the past preventing the future to become good, and it was Tetsuya. They came to the conclusion they had to kill this man. So basically Tetsuya goes rogue on Tenjuku and basically kills Izana, shoots Kakucho, and basically that's it. He runs away. Tamaki chases after him, talks his ish, and basically find out the reason why Tetsuya is doing all this and why he did the things in the future. He's not a time leaper, we find out as well, but basically why. So you get a memory basically of him proposing to Hina. Hina declined, and she don't like him. She loves Tamaki. That's who she loves. She's always gonna love Tamaki. That's just the facts. So he's mad, and then basically Tamaki's about to pull that blah. And then that boy runs and then gets hit by a dump truck and it's just done, bro. He's done. He got folded. That's it. I mean, what a better death from my boy Tamaki didn't have to get his hands dirty, and the threat's gone. So now basically, before leaving, basically Mikey disbands Tomon and says like, bro, why not go out on top? But I think there's more. That's what I'm getting to. I think there's more to it than that. It's like, why not go out on top? And basically they do like a time vault afterwards with the main members like Smiley was there, Chifu, Matsuya, freaking Draken, Mitsuya, Ina, like everybody, Haki, everybody's there. They do the time vault, everything. So now basically before Tamaki, this last thing before he goes back to the future for good, he basically goes into telling Hina that he wants to marry her. He proposes to her, then he shakes Nato's hand, and he goes back into the future, which is a good future because he's dressed in all black. He's like, bro, bell rings. He's like, bro, I'm not in another funeral, right? And then he says Hina. He's like, oh my gosh. And they're actually at Pa-chan's wedding, which is super happy. So when he pulls up into the reception room, actually Hina was like, yo, I've been waiting for you all this time. Like, bro, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. Like, real dude. Hey. And then he sees the whole gang. The whole gang already know he do. They're like, bro, we've been waiting for the whole gang. Knew what time it was. Chifu Dragon was like, yo, boy, we know you, boy. And then you see the boy smiling, angry. You see Pechan. You see Metsuya. Everybody's so grown. You see Haki or Hakai, however you want to say. You see Kazutora, he got out. You see Inu. Oh my gosh. You see everybody's there, but Mikey's not there. And you already know that. You already know Tamaki's gonna ask, and they basically kind of lied to him at first, basically saying like, "Yo, dude's doing good. He's overseas. He wished he could be here, but he couldn't make it. But that boy's overseas doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Making that money." But yeah, you basically tells a white lie, and Takamichi being the simple guy he is, he doesn't really care. He's like, all right, not that he doesn't really care. He's like, okay, bro, I'm glad he's doing good. He's a good guy. He didn't go rogue. So he thought. But yeah, he didn't go rogue. So he's like, okay, cool. So at this point, he's kind of accepting everything because Hina tells him like, yo, get ready. We're gonna get married, and we're getting married soon. 3 months, I think she said. So like, yeah, 3 months at that point in the chapter. So basically, chapters go by, and he's watching the news, and they're talking about this new game called Bonten, and basically Bonten, they had a quick glimpse, and then he's seen the logo that was on Izana's earrings on the neck of the leader. Well, and he's like, that guy looks familiar. I don't remember. So basically, things pass. I forgot what triggers him to. Okay, yeah. So time passed. He's thinking about Mikey and things like that, and basically, he goes into like he's watching Hina's like dress and everything. He's like, yo, my girl bad. But then he thinks about Mikey. He starts to tear up. He's a crybaby hero, and basically he starts to tear up and things like that. He's like thinking about Mikey, and then he pulls up on Nato, and Nato, he's talking to him. He's like, bro, isn't Mikey a part of the gang organization? This and this and that. And he's like, Nato's like, bro, the police are investigating him and this and that. He's like, bro, just leave it alone, bro. Just leave everything alone. Just live your life. You're happy. You did it. You accomplished the goal. And no, Takamichi's like, bro, no, bro. I'm finna go back to the past, and I'm finna do what I gotta freaking do, bro. Like, I need to save Mikey, bro. We can't all be happy. He's not happy, which is so selfless to Takamichi, because it was me, bro. I just didn't in the future that's good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Mikey, and I think he's a very important character, and I think he was a very fun character for the majority of the series. But come on, bro. One of your boys, bro, that decided this fate for themselves, you really going? Come on, bro. Come on. You gonna give your shawty up the one you fought so hard to save in the first place? For this man, I'm not gonna say I love Mikey. Don't think I don't love the character. I'm just saying, like, this is a very realistic series. Besides the time travel aspect of things, very realistic. These things can't happen in real life besides the time travel. So basically, Kazutora, yeah, okay. So now Takamichi's going to everybody's like, bro, why'd you lie to me? Like, to Draken. Draken's like, bro, honestly, I don't know where he is. Hey, bro, he dipped after everything. If Draken's like being at peace with things, bruh. Come on, Takamichi. Just let things go. Draken at all people is just letting things be, bro. Because he tells Takamichi basically after you went back into the future, he disappeared, bro. He disappeared. We didn't see him. He's like, I haven't seen this man in 10 years, bro. Like, we don't know what happened to him. We don't know where he went. We don't know where he disappeared to. But basically, bro, just stop looking for him. Simple. He told him that. Chief was like, bro, same thing. Everybody's just like, bro, just leave it alone. Except for Kazutora is actually interested in finding Mikey. And I forget what was the reasoning. I think was kind of the same thing. He wanted more answers, things like that. Because he got out of jail and Mikey was nowhere to be found, of course. And then we get introduced to the gang, Bonten. And this is where I'm kind of getting more in deep to why. And kind of connect to their relationship towards the end. So we get the first look at the Bonten gang, the most ruthless Japanese gang in Japan. And basically we get some of the members. So we get Snazu, the number 2, which I don't know where I've seen him once in the manga because I had to really look for him, but bro, he wasn't even important. So now this man's important. So it's a little weird, but I mean he could have always been that demon like. And I'm gonna get to this too. And then you got Kakuchu, who's a part of part of Tenjuku. And then you get Kajin Mosuzuki. He was a part of Tenju. Rendo Hatani, both part of Tenjuku. And Hajime Kono, former Black Dragon member. Was Inu's best friend, essentially. Loved Inu's sister. And as well was part of Tomon. And left Tomon to join Tenjuku. And then you get Ashi, which I don't think we've seen him before. I think he's a complete new character, but I could be wrong. So we get introduced to Bonten. And then basically we get a little glimpse of them. And basically this man, Shinazu, blows their freaking brains out. And he said, and I guess that's how Bonten rolls, because that's what Mikey says. Because we get introduced to Mikey, or Majiro Sano as the leader. So how did this gang even form? That's the craziest thing. Like, this group literally a bunch of Tenjuku gang members from that former gang with Mikey. So that kind of leads me to and they used the logo that was on Izana's earrings. So I'm kind of like, this is what I was saying on Twitter. I made a little thread. I was like, bro, is Mikey influenced, or was he influenced? Was he influenced by Izana, or was he influenced by the death of Izana to be the way he is now? Did that really change him? How did this group form? Were they formed after Toman was disbanded? This band or whatever, and or dissembled or whatever. Have they been in talks before Takamichi was going to the future? Like, how did this group of people form a gang? Like, it just doesn't. I'm pretty sure we'll get it within the next few chapters of how they became a gang that they are. But basically, we get a little glimpse of them. Takamichi's still looking around. Well, this is where so within the next couple chapters they go back to the vaults to date, and basically Snazu's like, bro, you're not gonna go to Mikey. So we get a little glimpse of Mikey. And Mikey's like, this is better that way. So I'm glad Mikey doesn't want to really hurt anyone from what we see, but we'll get there. And basically they open the vault. They get Mikey's letter. Mikey's like, bro, I knew that Draken was gonna own a bike shop, which he did. He knew Pet Pachan was gonna inherit his parents' business. He knew that the twins, Smiley and Angry, they were gonna own something outrageous, which they had that ramen shop and shit. And then basically, I forgot what he said about Takamichi. I don't really remember. He said something brief. And then who else was there? And I don't think he said much about anyone else. I don't think he said Metsuya. He said he's gonna be a designer, like which he's on the works of doing. And then he told Chifu that he was gonna do something that was going to honor Baji, which he owns a pet shop. Which I can see. Yeah, I can see that honoring Baji for sure. And then Kazutora works with him, so we get that. But then there's a tape, so like he's like, everybody's leaving, like, walking off from the vault and everything, and they're like, Takamichi, like, come on, bro, like, let blah. You know what I'm saying? So he grabs the video. He ends up going to a video shop and watching the video. So he gets a video of like, basically Emma in the past, freaking Majiro in the past, things like that, and then he gets a recording. So basically he's like to Takamichi, and he's like, I wanted to tell you a little bit more something. This is serious. Like, listen to what I'm saying. He's like, bro, I'm gonna stay away from all you guys. I have this dark impulse inside of me, and I don't know how to control it, and I don't want to become a person that nobody wants to be around. And he's like, basically, this will be the last time you're seeing me. And he's like, I don't want you to go into past and save me or anything like that. So I'm going to tell you this once and one time only. Have a nice life. And then Takamichi's like, don't look at me with that face, with that eyes. And now he's interested. Like, basically, Kazutora pulls up on him. He's like, bro, I got drop on Jit. Things like that. And I told the event too early. My fault, but I'll get back to that. Like, bro, I got the drop. You know what I'm saying? We can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do what we need to do to find him. And basically, Takamichi's like, bro, no, I'm good. Bro, I'm good. Like, this man doesn't want to be found. He's like, I just got to accept that. Like, he doesn't want to be found. But then, like, he keeps just thinking about Mikey. And I said the dress thing earlier. That actually happened in the events that are going on now. And then he just thinks about Mikey. And then this man's getting beat up because he's going to all the Bonten, quote-unquote, like, bases and trying to find them and talk about them, like, basically things like that, because Bonten is kind of low-key. Even the cops don't really got the drop on them or where they at or where they be at. And basically Kazutora's like, bro, we're gonna drop this. Like, bro, I'm not gonna rock with you on a suicide mission, which he was the one kind of initiate everything. So I kind of don't understand why, but I kind of said, I could kind of see why now he wanted to drop everything, because basically he wanted to drop everything to essentially save Takamichi from, like, what may happen if he keeps snooping around, because he's gonna get married in 3 days. Like, bro, I can't face the whole gang if I'm the cause of this. He's like, bro, just leave it. But he did tell him, like, yo, he's staying on this old bowling alley, like Bonten, he's staying on this old bowling alley and this place. So he pulls up to that. He's just sitting there. A gun gets pulled to his head. It's no other than Snazu, and Snazu's like, bro, you smell like ish, bro. Even now and back then, you smiley bastard. And then he said the boss is now entering. And then we get Mikey cool, and then Takamichi he goes like, Mikey. And basically, Mikey's different. He doesn't really talk much between the two chapters. So in 202, I'm going a little more depth at. So basically, Takamichi was like saying, like, bro, like, because Mikey's like, bro, you have anything to ask me? and basically like kind of like, bro, why you here? I told you not to come, like things like that. And I think Takamichi was like, bro, like I don't want no problems, bro. I just wanted to see you. I wanted to give you this. And then Mikey's like, what is that? He's like, bro, it's an invitation to my wedding, bro. He's like, I don't care what you do, but I just want you to be there. And basically, he sent Sazu away. He's like, bro, go. I want to talk to him one-on-one. And basically, Takamichi starts pointing out his feelings. He's like, bro, what is this dark impulse you're talking about? Like, why you like this? Like, what happened? Like, trying to get more answers from Mikey. And basically, Mikey's just quiet. You just see ... next to him. And basically, Takamichi's like, bro, like, oh, this what got Snazu mad, and that's why Mikey kicked Snazu out. He's like, bro, he's like, I want to invite you to my wedding. I don't care what you say. I want you to come. He's like, everyone's happy, but not you. And then that's where he kicks Snazu out. So like, let me get back to where I was at. So yeah, basically he's like, yo, what happened? Everything. Like, Mikey's silent this whole time. He's not really like, I guess he doesn't care or what's happening or who is this new Mikey or who is this the dark impulse he's talking about? Because he's very vague with Takamichi, and basically Takamichi's like, bro, this time he's like, bro, you saved everyone. He's like, this time I'm gonna save you, and boom, we see the first bullet, and freaking Takamichi's like, huh? Boom, second bullet, and at the meantime, Mikey's sitting down shooting this man, and then puts one for the dagger, so 3 gunshots, and Takamichi's laying in a pool of blood, and the chapter ends, and bro, I'm just like lost the words. I need chapter 203 like today, because like, bro, what the hell happened? Why did this happen? What the hell is going on? Like, oh man, it's crazy. It's insane, and it makes me go back to the original goal was to save Hina. That's basically the original goal. At that time went along, he started caring about others and wanted to save others, of course, but bro, you accomplished your main goal. Why did you have to go and find Mikey who didn't want to be found? Like, I get it, because we talked about the relationship a lot during this video, and basically I get why Takamichi wants Mikey to be good and wants Mikey around, but no matter what timeline, what future they went to, no matter if Emma was alive or not alive, no matter if this happened or didn't happen, bro, which every timeline pretty much up to the Tenjuku arc, she was alive. So either way, he became rogue. He went rogue. And it wasn't because, I don't think it was even because of Tetsuya. He just went rogue no matter what. He still had that choice whether he wanted to be rogue or not. He still went rogue. So in the reality of things, yeah, I get Takamichi loves Mikey, wants Mikey to be his boy and be with him with everybody and live happy with everybody. Mikey's different. Mikey doesn't care anymore. Mikey has something he got going on, or some ties with something or whatever is going on, or I don't know what happened in between those 10 years of them being split up. But bro, how do you kill your mans like that, bro? How do you kill Takamichi, somebody that saved your future, bro? Saved a lot of people's lives. I mean, he couldn't save everyone. I mean, granted, Baji and Emma still died, but he did everything he could. He was there for you. He put his life on the line for you. And you shoot him? You tried to murder this man 3 days before his wedding, knowing he has a wife, instead of just beating the shit out of him and just being like, bro, like, get the hell out of here, bro. I don't want nothing to do with you. And Takamichi had to either accept that, and if he didn't accept that, and then you had to do what you had to do, I get it. But there was no reason for, even then, there's no reason to kill your friend. Just no reason. And I don't know if it's because he knows about Takamichi. You know, of course he knows about Takamichi's time pass and everything and things like that. Even then, you can't blame Takamichi, because your future would have turned out way better with him in your timeline versus with him without your timeline. And I'm just so lost of words, and why is he hanging out with all these Tenjuku members, and how did that gang even form, and how did he even become this way, and what happened and led him to be this way? I know Emma's death hit him hard, and maybe Izana's death hit him hard, and we don't know that. And of course, Baji and his brother's death, and you know, things like that did affect him heavily, because he had the most loss in the series. You know what I mean? I mean, think about it. Takamichi going to the past and trying to prevent these things from happening kind of hurt Mikey in a sense, because more people died that weren't supposed to ever died in the original timeline. They were still kicking it. But who's to say that Tetsuya wouldn't have even got rid of these people anyhow? You know what I mean? So we have that, right? But the whole ultimate thing of I'm saying is like, is this man even worth saving? at this point. Takamichi, you did everything you can. You saved everybody. Dragon's alive. Metsuya's alive. Chifu's alive. Hakai's alive. Yazuna's alive. Hina's alive. Naito's alive. Pechan. Like, do you really need Mikey that bad? Like, that's what I'm trying to understand. Me personally, it's not worth it at all. I don't think it is. The headache's not worth it. But obviously, bro, this man doesn't care. He's rocking with the ops. He's rocking with people that were once his enemy and now his gang, his fellow members, and he has Izana's. All of them have Izana's logo tatted on him. What is that? Like, why is that a thing? Like, it's really confusing, highly confusing at that point. But that's what makes the story so good. His plot was like we would never thought Mikey would shoot Takamichi, but we never thought Takamichi would go and run after Mikey. I mean, not that we didn't thought, we 100% thought that, but man, the relationship's so freaking crazy. And man, it's just I'm just lost of words. I'm trying to piece everything together of this last chapter 202 and what's gonna happen in 203. If Takamichi ends up dying, bro, I'm gonna be so pissed. Because all the times he went in the past was just for nothing. Because now you saved the person you needed to save, and now you're gonna die. I don't think it's gonna happen. Of course, this is a shonen, and a lot of shonens don't ever really kill off main characters. They're very few if they do, if that. Like, so I think Takamichi's gonna come back for sure. He's somehow, some way. I don't know if he's gonna get boot to the past, like maybe lesser years, or maybe like 8 or 9 years in the past, or something like that, or Naito's gonna pull up. I don't know what's gonna happen because there's tightened security, or if Toman is gonna reform to try to stop Bonten. There's a lot of options they can go with this story now. But I just wish Takamichi would have just left Mikey alone. Mikey's not the same. Mikey isn't the Mikey we know, and he's basically Bonten's Mikey. That's the Mikey we know. That's the Mikey we see now. And essentially to kill one of your best friends, bro, that's some scum shit. After he came and like just wanted to show love, trying to like understand you, understand where you're coming from, try to be there for you. And you're rocking with dudes that were your ops. You're rocking with dudes that, I mean, yeah, they might have not beat you, but they wished death on you at one point in time. Come on, bro. Like, granted, Kakuchu is a good person. I mean, I think all the other ones are pretty much scum. The Hatani brothers, they're pretty much scum. Snazu, he's a freaking scum. I think Kakuchu is, I think he's the only decent one. But then again, why is he rocking with Bonten, and why he decide that, man? Hajime Kohana, basically the dude that rocked with Inu. Like, I get why he's in there. He's scum. Like, he's always been scum. He's always said, like, he's just in it for the money. So there's a lot, man. The relationship is crazy. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in 203 Beyond. Definitely get more videos for Tokyo Revengers. I definitely want to make a video on Izana, Koikawa. A couple more videos as well. But this is one that's been in my mind freaking for the last few days after I read 202. And, man, I'm just excited for the ride. I'm excited what's for the future. And, you know, this relationship is a beautiful relationship, but in the future just never plans out the way Takamichi desires it for Mikey. And I don't think he's worth saving, man. I just personally don't think it. Just after everything with him and Mikey, like, bro, you're gonna kill this man in 3 days. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I want to understand it. I mean, of course, we're gonna get more elaboration on everything as time goes, but all right, bro, like, this is crazy. But if you guys like the video, make sure to drop me a great like on that thing. If you want some more Tokyo Revengers content, make sure to drop some comments. Let me know. If you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. It's free to subscribe. It don't hurt to subscribe. And I know that all my Nan family, bro, if you got Nan, bro, you gotta subscribe, bro. It is what it is. If you want to know when I'm dropping more Tokyo Revengers content or content in general, hit that bell button for all notifications. With that being said, you guys already know what I'm going to say. You have a blessed day, a blessed week, a blessed month, and a blessed year. And as always, guys, it's your boy, the chosen one, Jules Gainen, and I am out. Peace. Tokyo Revengers, dog off.